Friends, welcome into the Eric St. Show podcast. A daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Darla giving us the side eye. Darla. What a doll. She always has so much attitude. My God. Which I guess is perfect for this podcast. Thank you so much to my friends at Impact Power Sports. Impact Power Sports, they, of course, sponsor the studio, longtime sponsor of this show. If you want a Yamaha golf cart, that's where you go. Impact Power Sports, online at impactpowersportsmi.com. You can go to their website and check out the Yamaha golf carts, the Easy Go golf carts, the motorcycles. They've got go-karts, e-bikes, scooters, everything, motorcycles. I said motorcycles. Lawnmowers, all at Impact Power Sports. They're on 14 Mile Road in beautiful Rockford, Michigan. Full service department. Fantastic organization over there. Go say hello to the grand poobah, Ron and Drew and Mary Lou. Fantastic power couple, Drew and Mary Lou. Love them so much. Jeremy says, I won't be here long. One of my friends is playing in the North American Women's Pinball Championships today at 10 a.m., and they're streaming it. So I love you, EZ, but my friend is my friend. That's sensational. I understand that Jeremy, who is knocking on the door of 80 pounds lost by Monday in 29 weeks, somehow during all of the weight loss, he's managed to pick up pinball as like a hobby. So this must be a new friend in the last 29 weeks. He goes to like various pinball joints. By the way, I got my sights set on a pinball joint here in the area. I don't want to say which one yet. About getting them on as a sponsor, but this pinball joint, they're smart because on their website, they don't have their phone number. And the only way to get a hold of these folks is to go there. Well, I could fill out the contact form, but I don't like doing that. I like having that first interaction to be spoken word. That's the way I've always done it and the way I'll continue to do it. So I guess I got to drive over there and hope that who I need to talk to is actually there. What the hell? Where was I going? This is going to be a high ADHD day today. Aram says pinball machine maintenance is in demand. So I was doing a little bit of research on this guy who I have my sights set on as to be a sponsor. And he's literally a pinball repairman. Like, he knows how to fix pinball machines. And the guy had like 10 pinball machines in his house as a hobby. And then decided one day that he needed to, let's make a business out of it. And that was like years ago. And now he's like number one pinball guy in the area. Jeremy writes, long story short, after my dad died, Feach, who I call Feach, he looks like Feach Lamanna from the Sopranos. Or he looked like him. I had a revelation that I needed a hobby. My best friend is top 600 pinball in the world. I figured I'd try, and I love it. I'm pretty good at pinball myself. I love pinball, you know. That's why I want to get this sponsor on, or this potential sponsor on. We could have like pinball bashes at this place. All right, so welcome into the show. I already feel like my brain is going in like 5 directions. There was a basketball game last night, the second to the last basketball game. at Van Andel Arena. And the team that the Grand Rapids Gold was playing is if they win, they're in the playoffs. The Gold are out of the playoffs. And this was a game where the refs sucked so much dick. It was just ridiculous. These three officials were horrible. And it was really bad. Just at one point, there was such a difference in fouls. Like, we had 14 fouls against our players total, and the other team had like 2. It was that bad. And the guy I'm sitting next to, Mike, is the guy who keeps track of that shit. So it's me and it's Mike. And the coach of the Gold is getting pissed off. There were times when like a guy for their team went up for a shot, and one of our guys fouled him. Actually, did foul him. And number 14 fouled him, so they blow the whistle. But they didn't give the foul to number 14. They gave it to number 9, who was like standing in the corner, not even in the play. So the coach of our team, big, tall dude, Andre Miller, and he's getting pissed. And this guy next to me, Mike, goes, 14-4, coach. And the coach, he never pays attention to what we say. He's always watching the game. But this time he did pay attention. And he looks right at Mike and he goes, what? And Mike goes, you've been called for 14 fouls, or 2 actually. 14-2, coach. You've been called for 14 fouls. They've been called for 2. His eyes just light up like saucers. He wrinkled up his fucking face. He goes, 14-2! 14-2! He's screaming at the refs. And they're like looking at him. And they know what he means. Right away, theories were abounding that the refs were in on it to make sure that the Indiana Mad Ants would get into the playoffs. Now, that probably didn't happen. They were just, for whatever reason, they were just calling all the fouls on our guys. So the next time down the court, there's a foul on one of our guys, and they didn't call it. And the ref is running by, and you hear, that's a fucking foul! And the ref blows the whistle, and he goes, technical foul! And that was a problem. And so we were convinced that our guy Andre was going to get thrown out of the game. And yet we were winning down the stretch of this game, and it got away from us. We ended up losing. 1 game remaining. It's Saturday. You should go. You should go to the Grand Rapids Gold game, NBAGrandRapids.com, if you want tickets. They are awesome. All right. So glad you are here. Aram says, I remember Eric described getting a pinball machine maintenance guy involved, flying a guy from the other side of the country, outing him up in a hotel, paying him a bunch of money. See what you see there, ladies and gentlemen? That is a snapshot into the brain of a sick individual. All right? That is what happens when your brain is just addled with either CTE or intense Asperger's or autism. This is a man that cannot form sentences. And usually when he writes something, it's so fucked up and out of left field. Even if it did make sense, you wouldn't know what he actually means because it's from the recesses of his brain, and it's now going to come out, and no one knows hide nor hair of what the fuck he's talking about. Okay? That is a sick person writing. And, it's kind of like when the person with Alzheimer's says something and everybody in the room goes, oh, yeah, of course, just to, not make them feel bad. But I'm not going to do that. Aram responds with, shit up, pop, pop, which if at this point, now this is 2 things you've written. 3 things. And they don't make any sense. Shit up, pop, pop. Okay, I'm going to shit up. You are the free beer of the chat. You are a retard. Don't think anything else. Your job is retard. Chris says it's from a lack of animal protein. Yeah, you're maddening. You are the worst communicator I have ever encountered in my entire life. You have zero ability to actually put a thought down and get it to anyone. My God. You're the type of guy who would fuck up giving the middle finger. If Aram tries to give you the middle finger, he's going to go, shit up. Shit up. Oh, my God. What is wrong with you, you sick fuck? Just stop. Just stop. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show, but you shouldn't participate. It's embarrassing at this point. Oh, my God. Nick writes, fuck those refs. They think they are in charge of everyone they talk to. One tried getting all bossy with me once. There was a time a couple games ago where this chick ref, one of the things that you have to do is make absolutely sure that you communicate who the foul is on. And the only person that matters is me. So I do not take my eyes off of the court. And if there is a foul called, there's 3 refs. One of them is going to make the call because one might blow the whistle, but the other might make the call. So I got to figure out who is going to tell me who the foul is on. Let's say it's on 0. They'll just hold up their fist. That means 0. Well, this ref was doing an awful job at telling me the numbers and wasn't actually looking at me, was looking at someone else. So their eyes are on someone else, and there's a player standing in front of them, so I can't see it. And this goes on the whole fucking game. Well, up until I said something. And her name is Christy, and I said, Christy, I am not seeing you. Your eyes need to make contact with my eyes in order for me to make the call, because based on what I say, all these people in this row, they're going to write it down. So you can't worry about any of them. You got to worry about me. I am the person that you want to look at. You would want to look at me anyway because I'm the most handsome of all these mongrels. But anyway, that's what you need to do. And I don't think she expected that because I was, of course, assertive. And you're right. They think that they're in charge. And she was like, who the fuck are you to talk to me that way? I'm thinking to myself, fuck you. You want it done right? I'm trying to do a job here. I noticed that there is a couple of references to me wearing Penn State gear. This is 3 of 3 pieces of Penn State attire that I have. Linda already commented that she's butthurt about me wearing Penn State attire. Where's your MSU hoodie? I don't own one. The only reason why I'm wearing this is not because I like Penn State. Very rarely will I wear a hoodie if it's, it's not like I'm going to Penn State basketball games or rooting for them in football or anything like that. This was given to me as a gift, and it's warm. It's warm and it's clean. That's all that matters. People just assume that I'm like a fan of Penn State. But it's kind of fitting because all of you assholes keep suggesting that I am a pedophile. David says, if you don't like them, why do you own it? It was a gift. So the multi-talented Sarah gave me this as a gift. So I'm not going to throw it away. Come on now. Matt says he doesn't like Penn State, just a Jerry Sandusky fan. That's true. Jerry Sandusky is your role model, says Rebecca. Ben's trying to get me to say, come to Penn State, which is a Joe Paterno drop. Jeremy says, turn around, make sure Sandusky's name isn't on the back. Now, that would be bold. That would be outstanding. So perhaps, since you all think that I'm a pedophile, if I like over here hung up a picture of Jerry Sandusky. Linda says, looks like I need to send you a gift from East Lansing if they win tonight. I would absolutely wear it. Of course I would. I'm glad you bring that up, Linda. Last night, the tournament games resumed. I continue to do very well. Of the nearly 25 million brackets that have been turned in at on the Tournament Challenge with ESPN, there are only 5.5% of that 25 million that are doing better than your old pal EZ. We have some outstanding performances in our bracket so far. I am in third place. Brian D. is in first place. Second place is this person, don't know who. Third place, me. Now, the key thing here is you got to look at maximum points. Because though I'm in third place, I have a maximum points possibility of 1,750. First place in our group has a maximum of only 660, and second place has only a maximum of 1,530. So, it's entirely possible that it's just a matter of time until I am at the top of this. However, just below me, you have this person who has Houston picked to win it at 1740. They have a shot. This person has a shot at 1710. Dan, the Donut Destroyer, he also has a shot. I think actually a lot of you do. I think when you get down to like Linda here, I think she's kind of a huge pile of shit. She is only in the 60th percentile of brackets. Some of you are really bad. Like Chris in Buffalo, only 8.3% of the brackets are worse than him. Like if you were to look right now at Chris's bracket, he is in 23,296,446th place in the standings. That's how bad Chris is. I think it might have something to do with the fact that I don't think he filled out his bracket all the way. Our leader of our bracket is this Brian D, 9879, is in 363,001 place. But that might take a hit quickly. Our second place person is in 587,340th place out of 25 million. And then the most important one, EZ, 1,387,191st place in the tournament challenge. I didn't even know that games happened last night. I woke up today and I was like, wait a minute. I think they resumed those games last night. Aram says we need EZ to lose. Otherwise, we won't stop hearing about it. Now, I want to pause right here. Take a look at that, Aram, at what you wrote. That's rare. You have two sentences that make sense. So everybody is applauding you. And it's like topical. It's about what we're talking about. It's on point. It's written fantastically. You are coming along, big guy. Nice job. Chris says, I'm legitimately last. Picking logos does not win you a bracket. Wait a minute. I thought you didn't even finish your bracket. No, you did. You did finish your bracket. I thought you didn't even finish the fucking thing. Oh, my God. You are so dead. Oh, that's fantastic. That's what I did, though. I didn't pick by logos. I picked by seed. Generally, I picked 0 upsets. You know, sometimes you have those upsets. But there you go. Okay. Aram says he proofread his message. And Jeremy says, good job, Aram. We all knew you could do it. He'll go full tism before too long. Okay? It's going to happen. He has a profound case of intense autism. He has autism and Asperger's. Or Asperger's. Do you say as or ass? I think it's Asperger's. Okay. The White House is hard at work, and I'm curious as to what you think about this. The social media account of the White House, it has been really leaning into the various moments that illegal immigrants who actually are criminals, their arrest and subsequent deportation. And ICE had their eyes on Virginia Basora Gonzalez, who had been in and out of the country. Another time was previously deported and is a felon and has been convicted of fentanyl trafficking. Was back in the U.S. and they caught her. So she was taken into custody. Now, one of the things that, in addition to posting that these people have been caught, which honestly, I don't think you'll find anyone in the chat or anywhere else that would be sad that this person was apprehended and is now going to be kicked out of the country and probably go to that terrible prison in El Salvador or wherever. At the end of the day, I don't care where she goes. And what I'm curious about is, do we have anyone in the chat who feels sympathy for a person who is, in fact, caught illegally in the country and is not supposed to be in here and is a felon? And, either you support this or, like some people might not want to even weigh in. Some of my more left-leaning audience members will kind of be quiet when these things happen. But unless you speak up, I am going to speak for you and say that there is no one in the audience, no one in the entire United States who is sad about the drug trafficker being busted. Chris is getting ahead of me. Why are you doing that? I haven't even, I take my time when I do these things. Why in the world? No one knows what you're referencing. Well, they do now because you just referenced it. Now, how many times do we have to go through this? I don't want to have to lecture the audience. Okay? Chris says, you asked me to speak up. I did not ask you to reveal the key point of the story, you stupid man-bunned asshole. What the fuck is wrong with you? I asked the first thing, and then I was going to reveal what you've already revealed, stupid fuck. You're the one who sent me the story. I read all about it. I have an idea of what direction I want to go on this story. And you then you cut to the end. I mean, I'm going to turn the story on its ear the way I know how. Unless if you do it for me. God damn it. You know what I got to do, don't you? I mean, if I'm going to hammer people like Maureen when she does stuff like this, you got to go. You got to go. That is it. You are getting a timeout, you stupid bastard. Unfortunately, not everybody can read what you're saying because this is also an audio podcast. God, I was just getting to the good part, too, and then you fucking jumped ahead on me. All I was asking you to do was, the audience members, there's no one in the audience who disapproves of getting rid of actual felons. Now, are there going to be times that people that have, you're going to see stories like this during all of these deportation things, where people who are not criminals but are in here illegally are going to be removed. And there are chances that there's going to be people separated from families and all that shit. That's all going to happen. And I hate that. I wish that was not the case. I wish that the administration had enough sense to realize through due diligence that, these are just people trying to make a living. These aren't people that are up to no good like this stupid fat bitch that I'm about to show you right now. This is who I was talking about. The White House writes, fentanyl dealer arrested. And this is Virginia Basora Gonzalez. And the picture on one side, she is not weeping. The other side, she is crying. They said smile and got a camera right in her fucking face and took a picture of her. This 36-year-old citizen of the Dominican Republic has a rap sheet that includes a fentanyl trafficking conviction. Fentanyl kills 250,000 Americans a year. Learn more about this case and others in our newsroom. Report suspicious criminal activity, 866-DHS to ICE from the White House. So they posted that, and then they went and they animated the arrest. And they posted this picture of the exact same scenario. Her. Well, now this is what I saw. I saw this picture at first, and I went, "What is this?" And then I did okay, now and then I looked a little further, and I guess this is a problem. People are not happy with this. This one says, literally dehumanizing people through cartoons now. This is how fascism starts. You dehumanize whole groups of people, including your opposition, until you have total control over a population. Now, I would like to say where it says this is how fascism starts. So they're suggesting that posting a cartoon of this lady, this fentanyl dealer, during her arrest is how fascism starts. I don't believe that. Nor do I believe that a whole group of people were dehumanized because of this. Hogwash. I don't think that. I think this is saying this is the White House trolling. Nothing more. It is the White House doing a victory lap. And I can't, doing what I do, I can't look at this and say that this is a bad thing. I can't do it. I cannot do that. Let's see. You people are an abject disgrace, a blight on this nation's history. Cruel, racist, undignified, abusive, unjust. Look, we're talking about a person who is convicted of fentanyl distribution throughout the United States. It isn't like we're talking about a sweet young child just trying to experience the American dream. I would agree with all of these people, like Chris here, who is up in arms over this, if this was anyone that is not a fat, ugly, fucking bitch piece of shit. I mean, come on. What is the problem about having this fat bitch made fun of? This is cool. I love this. You cannot tell me that this is a bad thing. And I don't want to hear your nonsense about this is going to lead to fascism. How the fuck? Are you crazy? I do not accept that. This person says so many people in the comments from the left defending literal criminals. Fentanyl dealers who have ruined so many lives and worse, cause people to become addicted and die. You are not good people defending people like that. Fuck, our very own Chris got fucking a timeout for it. This person says you don't have values. Everyone deserves to be treated with respect. No, they do not. They do not deserve. She does not deserve to be treated with respect. Period. I'm happy that they posted that. John says, I don't know about you, but if you haven't lost someone to fentanyl laced into something else, maybe sit this one out. This woman kills strangers without consequence. And the top replies are scolding the White House for taking her off the streets. Even the accounts that I used to respect. Wild how many people here are this naive. You see, Chris, if you had not ruined the story, you could be in here enjoying this conversation and adding your 2 cents. Mediocrity Dave said she deserves to be arrested and deported if she's committing crimes and here illegally. That being said, I'd expect a little more civility from our government. You do? Then again, this current administration is far from mature. Well, maybe. And you know I'm not. So maybe that's why I love this so much. I am all about this type of message being sent. Nick says, I love that the cartoon has her fat gut sticking out too. It's identical. And what a face on this beast, by the way. Good God. Holy shit. No, fuck that shit. I love this. Cole says she looks better in cartoon form. Yoda Whirl says respect is earned, not given. And not how it works. Jeremy says, far left extremist here. Get all drug traffickers out of here. Megan says, is this worse than the video that the White House put out of people getting brought to Guantanamo to the song Closing Time? You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Well, it depends. If all of those people that went to Guantanamo or El Salvador to Closing Time, if those were all, in fact, criminals, then these are the same. It's as great. Look, you have to understand something. One of the reasons why this happens, and I want you to suspend all your sensitive feelings, everybody, so that you can understand why this is happening. Had they arrested this fat whore and got her out of the country, there would be no further discussion about it. Okay? The White House is trying to drum up as much support as possible, and they're trying to spread the word that they are not fucking around. Now, love it or hate it, and I hate some of it, make no mistake, I love other parts of it, the message is still getting out there. And because of the cartoon, now it's being discussed. Now, idiot podcaster is talking about it. Now, talking heads are talking about it. And you're getting both sides of it. You're getting, this is good, this is bad, this is dehumanizing, this is great. That's all what they want. They know what they're doing. Don't think for a second that they're just doing this to go, aha. I know it seems that way. I mean, that's how I would do it because I'm a troll. But there is a method to the madness. If you have the highest office in the land, the White House, rubbing this fat bitch's nose and shit, rest assured it's going to be talked about. Hell, I did not know this happened until Chris here sent it along. Chris says, I apologize, ZZ. I thought you were genuinely asking for someone on the left to say what they think. No. I was asking for, do you have to support when drug dealers are removed? That's what I was asking specifically. And you jumped ahead to the end of the story, you stupid bastard. No, I don't I'm not really mad at you. I never am. I'm never really mad at you unless I say I'm really mad at you or anybody. And I don't want that to happen where I'm sitting here doing the show and I say, I'm actually mad at you. It's happened, but I don't want it to happen. But no, you're fine. But I had to stay with my methodology of when people steal the ending of stories, that they have to sit out a few plays. That's teaches people that they shouldn't do that. Not everybody is up to speed as to what I do. You are. It happens. But this is great. This is absolutely outstanding. Now it's being talked about. No one would have cared about some fat idiot getting deported if there wasn't the White House saying, fuck this bitch. That is sweet. So you will get no complaining from me. I absolutely support this type of dialogue. This person writes, this is so low class and ignorant. One immigrant caught with fentanyl does not justify Trump's secret police abducting thousands of people off the streets and flying them to a torture gulag in the jungles of Panama. Well, I don't know how much of that is accurate. I'm sure that that type of comment is completely made up off the top of your head. I don't think you or anybody is aware when it comes down to it of how many people that are being deported from the country are criminal or not criminal. You might be right, but I doubt it. But now again, it's okay to support some of what's happening. Like I said, I want everybody to be aware that if family of immigrants is working hard, but they're in here illegally, in my opinion, there should be some type of grace involved to get them legal. All right? So, in my perfect brain, my perfect scenario, I should say, would be if the government had a way to wave their magic wand and have all of the people in front of them, and then with the wave of the magic wand again, determine which ones are problems and which ones are not, get rid of the problems, and extend some type of grace or, I don't know, some way to make these people legal so that they don't have terrible things happen to them. That's where I stand on it, in case anybody is wondering. So no one can twist my words or any of that bullshit. Chris is off to practice, he says. Enjoy your soccer practice, my friend. Nick says it takes a real smooth brain to stick up for the death dealer. Branjo says, howdy, folks. Just finished giving orientation. What did I miss? A lot. Megan says, today I learned fentanyl doesn't make people skinny like meth. And Jeremy says, well, she was a dealer. Dealer rule number 1, you don't use your own supply. Mediocrity Dave says, I agree, Easy. Sadly, this administration wants to cut down the tree, then go back and prune it. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. I don't like that at all. We were, Pooh Bear and I were taking the dogs for a walk, and my neighbor was getting the roof, and it was all immigrants working on the roof. And I'm guessing they were all illegal. I said, how much do you want to give me if I yell ICE? And she goes, don't you fucking dare. Eric Bernard, don't you fucking dare. I go, don't worry, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to hear you call me Eric Bernard. It's cute. Nick writes, opiates ruin my family. Oh, my God. This pig deserves far worse than a cartoon. Jesus, Nick, I did not know that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Molly is here, but she's late. I don't like that. What the fuck, Molly? By the way, still waiting to see that you signed up for Patreon. You can join me there at patreon.com/Eric Zane. Ladies and gentlemen, when you're reading articles online that are interesting to you or whatever the hell, by all means, send it off to me, Eric@EricZaneShow.com, on the Shoreliner Striping inbox. I would love to hear what you think is an interesting story for me. Now, one thing to note, if I get it, I then have to read it and figure out a place to put it in. That's what she said. And that's terrible. And then decide if there's a way for me to discuss it in an interesting or funny way. So not everything makes the cut. I don't want you to think that if you send it, I'm going to rush to the podcast and talk about it. I might. But I have to discern that. If only your favorite morning show did the same thing. Eric@EricZaneShow.com. You can send those along on the Shoreliner Striping inbox. Let's see. Yeah, Chris just sent me one via text. Oh, no. tourist submarine sinks off Egypt's coast, leaving 6 dead and dozens injured. When are people going to learn that the submarines probably aren't great? I don't think this was like a submersible, though. I did actually see this story. I need more information. I'll have to check that out. Molly says she was enjoying a different show. Fridays, unless my other show is off, expect me late. What is the show? Is that Tyler? Is that Tyler Glenn? I love Tyler. What did Tyler talk about today? You know, if it wasn't for your old pal EZ, you would not have Tyler Glenn. You know that. Tyler is a wonderful, wonderful man based in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Did radio for years. He got blown out of there. And then he found out about me. He goes, can you help me do a podcast? Can you tell me what you did? I go, well, yeah. I go, you do this, that, the other thing, do all these things, and then launch. So he did. And now every morning at 7:58 Eastern Time, I see Tyler doing his show. That is outstanding. Jeremy says, all right, chat. I'm off to watch some lesbian slap balls. Have a good show. Aram says, we remember when Tyler just started podcasting. Yeah, I do too. I also remember that when I had Tyler on to talk to help give him a boost and introduce him to the audience, Aram said these guys, his comment during the chat was, these guys are just sitting here complimenting each other, which doesn't surprise me at all. If it comes out of Aram's mouth, it's usually fucked up or an insult. Occasionally, he'll realize that he's pissed me off, and then he'll start to fly right. So hopefully he does that, because I don't want to have to kick his ass again. It's already been a one-sided ass kicking for a good portion of this show today. All right. I want to thank some of my great sponsors that help make this show possible. Let's discuss TC Paintball. All right. This weekend, I want you to book an event at TC Paintball, either this weekend or next weekend. You go to tcpaintballgr.com for more information. Now, it could be your friends, could be could be a bachelor party, could be the neighborhood kids. It could be the regular equipment, could be the low-impact equipment. All you need to do is book and then bring yourself on your time that you've booked in some crappy-looking clothes and have at it. Easy. What if I don't want my clothes messed up? You can buy a cheap pair of coveralls there. You can rent the equipment. Everything is there for you. Doing this, you should be warned, is probably going to lead to you wanting to actually purchase a paintball gun. And they have a wide variety of different styles and makes and models, I guess. Sounds like I'm a car dealership for you to choose from. They can also repair your equipment if something goes wrong with it. You can try the gun while you're there. tcpaintballgr.com. Go to their website. All the contact information is there, and book an event today. King's Room Barbershop, online at kingsroom.net. 3 locations, Caledonia, Northland Drive, and at 821 36th Street. If you get your hair cut, get it cut at, of course you get your hair cut. Dudes and chicks who like short hair at kingsroom.net. Please mention me. On their website, kingsroom.net, they've got exact locations, hours, and schedules. A haircut's going to set you back $19 plus tip. Thank you so much. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, a fantastic place to get your vehicle repaired. All makes and models, all cars, all EVs, all hybrids. They're one of the few tech places, repair places in all of West Michigan that specializes in everything. Okay? In fact, the dealerships, you can only get so far on the repairs that you're having done at the dealership before they have to call in the specialists. It's kind of like the difference between your general practitioner and like an actual heart doctor. You know, they do it all at Irvine. 616-532-6600. ervines.com. That's ervines.com. They are awesome. They've been with me for a long, long time here on this podcast. It was shortly after I started doing this show 6 years and 3 or 4 months ago that they signed up, and I'm just so lucky to have them. Thank you, Megan, and thank you to your folks too. Aram says, I'm impressed Eric remembered that. I did say these guys keep congratulating each other. Well, I do because it's you're the biggest dick in the audience. I mean, and I say that with love. Only you would say that. Most people would just enjoy the show, you know? But, I mean, of course I remember that. I remember every time you've pissed me off. You would be surprised how many times you have pissed me off. You're not today. I'm just being honest. I'm not in any way upset at you today because I've been beating your face in since the show started. And I've enjoyed that. I'm going to make a cartoon about it, frankly. Okay. Bob says, be sure to check out the Punching Zoo. Megan says, if I made anyone mad as many times as Aram has made Eric mad, I'd have to be in grippy socks. Yeah, Megan does not like making people upset. Aram says, this is where I let my angst out, I guess. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people do that, but they're, you know, I know they're joking. Aram always says, yeah, I'm joking. No, it's he hates me. This guy hates my guts. He wants me dead. At least that's what it seems. I'm kidding. Come on now. All right. I want to get into this. This is an amazing piece of video. The baseball season has opened up. And there's a player for the San Francisco Giants named Mike Yastrzemski, whose grandfather is a guy named Carl Yastrzemski. Not a lot of you know that name. Old school baseball guy. He was nearing the end of his baseball career when I was collecting baseball cards as a kid. Fucking fantastic player. Could do it all. One of the all-time greats for the Boston Red Sox. Well, his grandson plays for the Giants. Carl Yastrzemski, 85, still around to this day. Well, anyway. Sorry, I don't mean to go so deep on the details here. But this World War II veteran shows up at the ballpark in San Francisco. And he's going to throw out the first pitch. And the old-timer is excited because Carl Yastrzemski's grandson, Mike, is on the Giants team. So these two are going to meet. Let's take a look at that. I know a lot of you are probably like, oh, he's going to make fun of this old fuck and say he's stupid. Come on now. Look, this is not that. I'm not doing that bit right now. I mean, you might get a joke here and there if it warrants it, but I thought this was fucking great. There you go.
Pleasure to meet you.
And who are you?
Mike Yastrzemski.
Okay, the guy doesn't even know.
Mike Yastrzemski. Oh, my God. I was in love with your dad.
Oh,
He meant granddad.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Well, it's an honor to meet you. I appreciate everything you've done. So you're gonna throw a strike for him or what?
Oh, hell. I don't know if I'll get the ball over to you.
I'll make it look good. How's that sound?
It doesn't take much to make me look better. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
I've been to Europe 6 times in the past 5 years.
What?
I'm going again in June.
Come on. You know how many times I've been to Europe?
Zero?
0. I got to get over there, huh?
Hey, he's probably like, yeah, I'm going to France to weep on the beach.
I'm a hero over there.
Oh, here you go. All right, here you go.
Well, you're a hero here, too. Come on.
Oh, I don't think I even deserve this.
Oh, of course you do. This will be fun. It'll be great.
I hope I don't flub up.
Okay, now here we are, bringing the guy out. Video catching. 102.
There's the line. Don't step on the line. Perfect. All right, you see Mike over there? You see him?
See him right there?
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You got it.
Okay, threw the ball. Yeah, went as you would expect it to. The poor guy almost tumbles over. The guy's there to catch him. He caught him.
That was perfect.
You saved me again, Mike.
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
Here, I'll sign it for you real quick.
All right.
The guy's sharp. He remembered
Thank you
his
so
name.
much, Mike.
Oh, thank you guys.
Appreciate
That was an honor.
Yeah, it's great to have another Yastrzemski out there. Yes.
A picture of that one.
Thank
Oh, man, that's sweet. That kind of makes me want to cry. David says, not bad for an old man. Rebecca says, this is some wholesome shit. Yoda World says he's got a winning attitude for sure. Bob says, of course, Easy will make fun of him. He's a vet. Nah, come on now. What's there to make fun of? Sophie Fell, West Michigan Whitecaps. Okay, yeah, we got it. Since in honor of that amazing moment, the guy almost fell. That reminds me of a fantastically horrible moment. Megan says, is this damage control because of the veteran military controversy? No. Just no. Just let me do my show. Shush. There was a moment back in the day at the Whitecaps ballpark. And we were all there from the radio show. And the guy who runs the team at the time was this dude named Mickey Graham. And we go, hey, Mickey, let us throw out the first pitch or some shit. And he goes, no, you can't. Sophie is going to do it. And we go, what are you talking about? Yeah, Sophie's going to do it. We go, who the fuck is Sophie? Well, it's her. She's 100. She's going to throw out the first pitch. And we go, yeah, that's a bad idea. This is what are you talking about? Well, I mean, a lot can go wrong, and she's clearly not steady on her feet. You probably don't want to do that. So he told us to fuck off, and then he brought her out on the field. And this went horribly. And to this day, when I see Mickey, I say, remember that time when you almost killed that old lady? A little bit more background here. The guy who's shooting the video is a guy by the name of Dante Alighieri, who he was on a reality show way back called Average Joe or some shit on Fox. And it was one of those reality shows where the people sign up and thinking that one thing's going to happen, but then something else happens and they all get embarrassed and it's terrible. That was him. He was on that show. So he will be the one who you hear when the bad thing happens. This is that moment.
Hold on, Sophie. Wait a second. It's getting out you. Hold on, Sophie.
I can't even see us.
Hold on, Sophie. Wait a second. It's going out you. Hold on. Hold on.
You just heard me.
Stay right there. Stay right there.
We're also very privileged to have a special guest with us today, celebrating. Michael Newell, you thought you had a special birthday. You're halfway to where Sophia is. Sophia is celebrating her 100th birthday at the moment.
Taking forever.
This is Sophia Ostapowicz.
And they let her walk out on her own. Somebody needs to be with this lady. This is bad. They got the blue. Okay, this is Mickey. He's got the number 1 here of the 100. Actually, I take it back. He's got the zeros. Jarecki's got the 1.
All right, we're going to have a crowd rendition of Happy Birthday. We're going to have this whole crowd sing Happy Birthday to you, okay? I'm going to lead this. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sophia. Happy birthday to
This
you.
Dante guy cannot hold the thing.
Sophia Ostapowicz. Your first pitch is whenever you want to. 100 years old. Nice.
All right, but then,
Oh, Sophie fell. Oh, Sophie fell.
right on her fucking face.
Oh,
Oh no, Sophie fell.
sure, right? You right, Sophie? You right, Sophie?
There's Mickey right here. He killed her. Now, she had sunglasses on, but the face plant knocked one of the lenses out. There was more to it, but I guess it just ran out. Oh my God, that was the worst. It was so bad. Megan says, "Oh shit, I thought dog days at the Whitecaps was the best. This wins." Yoda Whirl says, "You could see that they were more interested in capturing the PR than ensuring her welfare." Poor Sophie is right, Maureen. My God. Well, anyway, happy for that veteran. 102 years old. That is outstanding. Okay, moving on. Next topic. There was some hockey over the last 24 hours, but college hockey. Now, I don't really get into college hockey, but these highlights are fantastic and worth talking about. And the NCAA Hockey Championships, Cornell is taking on Michigan State. Winner advances. You lose, you're out. To start the game, the Cornell band is playing the Michigan State fight song. It says insane level of trolling.
Frozen 4 as we get a stoppage for a hand pass.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities. Ohio State doesn't have a chance anymore, but these two teams do, and they're going to bring it with everything they've got. Michigan State with
Spartan fans are booing because they're
a
playing
terrific season in the Big
Michigan
Ten.
State
They were
fight
dominant
song.
from start to finish. You know, won the regular season, won the playoff in dramatic fashion at Mon Arena. Coach Nightingale's team.
Okay, so this is
They
the start of the
really
game.
have come a long way in 3 years to be a
fast
powerhouse
forward.
once again.
Took over a program.
And it's 3-3 in this game. Looks like it's going to overtime. Cornell wins a faceoff. 16 gets the puck. Now watch this guy over here on the side. He's just going to drift. And this defenseman here, or this forward that's supposed to be defending him, he doesn't do shit. And this guy just kind of like drifts off, and he's wide open. Watch this.
Cross ice to Major. Major,
Boom.
refeed,
Okay.
score! Cornell takes the lead!
This goalie's like, you asshole. How could you have left it
Took
so
over a
far
program.
open?
Cross ice to Major. Major, refeed, shot, score!
I think I'd like college hockey. It's better than the hockey that I've been watching lately at Van Andel Arena. All right, one more. UMass scores 3 goals in the third period against Minnesota. And then it's in overtime.
Chesley for the Gophers.
Watch this.
And he gets tripped up at center ice. Chesley for the
Gophers. See this guy come in with the puck, white jersey is Minnesota. He just fucking falls. And everybody thinks that UMass should be called for a trip.
And he gets tripped up at center ice. No call. And
the Minnesota fans are bitching. Meanwhile, while they're bitching, UMass gets the puck, and they've got a 3-on-2, and watch this in overtime.
Don's Leschmilis moving in. On a backhand, Leschmilis score! And UMass has stunned Minnesota in overtime.
Fuck. So you got UMass and Cornell.
Chesley.
That's terrific. All right. I don't normally break down sports like that, but those last-minute things are just fantastic to me. I love that. Lame ass ESPN, Cole says, had on the screen in overtime sudden victory instead of sudden death. Oh, they don't call it sudden death anymore because sudden death is the word death? Yeah, that just doesn't work. It is sudden death. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's Disney, you know? All right. Thank you to Chris for just subscribing for another month. You're a good man. As always, thank you to the sponsors. I want to thank my friends over at My Policy Shop Insurance. That is the immortal Frank Fuss. You go to buyinsurancehere.com if you want to sign up. If you need help filling out the form for, of course, healthcare.gov, that's not the easiest thing to do. Frank's services are free and good from anywhere in the U.S. So reach out at buyinsurancehere.com, fill out your information, and Frank will take care of you and get you started on getting a healthcare policy for, let's say, if you have a scenario where you just lost your job. Perhaps you're in between jobs. Or perhaps you are a self-employed person. You own your own business. That's who takes advantage of healthcare.gov. Go to buyinsurancehere.com. That is buyinsurancehere.com. Adam Kasari, 616-914-4061. He is the realtor of choice on the Eric Zane Show podcast. If you are in West Michigan, you need to reach out to Adam and see how he can help you, either buying or selling your home. 616-914-4061. Adam is fantastic, and he can help you get into your home today. Reach out, 616-914-4061. Adam is also a limited late model race car driver. And I am going to be, my logo is going to be on his car this year, and I want to share that with you so you can see what it looks like. He just got the, he's getting, he has the car, and then every year he has various sponsors that he puts on it. And your old pal EZ is one of them. Now, what you're seeing is going to look like it's upside down, but it's not. All right. When you are in this grandstand at Berlin, this will not be upside down. This is the front of the car. This is the back of the car. Number 9K, Adam Kasari. You're like, why 9K? And I don't remember why he's number 9K, but he is number 9K. That's all you need to know. And he's partnered with Kids Food Basket. They are a tremendous sponsor of his race team. And all of these other great sponsors are part of his race team as well. So the side of the car looks like that. And then One Touch Roofing, LLC, is on the hood. And then your old pal EZ is on the top. So that's awesome. When we go to Berlin Raceway, you'll be cheering on the number 9K limited late model hot rod of one Adam Kasari. So that'll be fun. Megan says, well, hopefully it won't be upside down. No, it's not. It's not. When you're sitting there in the stands, it'll be right side up. Excuse me. Starman says Dragon Ball Z 9K is a joke from that series. I don't know. It might be. Branjo says, I just gave a Realtor orientation and told them how to pronounce Realtor. Just 2 syllables. For the longest time, I thought it was Realtor. But you're right, it's Realtor. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 38% away from a hype train. And as usual, we don't know what that means. It's nothing. But if anybody gives bits like Molly or subscribes or gifts a subscription to anyone, we will be that much closer to a level 1 hype train, which allows us to simply just say we have a level 1 hype train. And we have 1 minute to do it on my mark. All right. Let's move on. Do you remember the lady who, I shouldn't say lady, the skank, the story about the chick who made the kids wear the scream mask, the children, like 13, 12-year-old little boys? And she made like the whole class of little boys wear the scream mask and take her to Pound Town. Brittany Fortenberry is her name, from Indiana. We talked about her. She is charged with sexually abusing children by having a gangbang with them and making them wear the scream mask. She's been ordered to stay the hell away from the alleged victims in her case. I'm surprised that they would have to tell her that. I guess she bonded out. She is prohibited from having any direct or indirect contact with the little boys involved in the case, and she cannot go to the home of, the school, or the work. If she sees any of them in public, she's ordered to stay at least 1,000 feet away. The court also issued an order prohibiting Brittany from having any direct or indirect contact with any of the victims. She cannot have any guns, weapons, or ammunition in her possession. Various comments. There are plenty of guys her own age that would have put that mask on for her and brought a couple of buddies from the bar. Why would you ruin children like that? Exactly. I don't think she's into older dudes. I think she's just into kids. This person wrote, pity she couldn't put that energy into her teaching skills. And then this one, besides the fact that she is absolutely vile, I cannot understand people posting pics online with their dirty, nasty bedrooms in the background. Also in the docs, police say one of Fortenberry's alleged victims told cops she had a drawer full of sex toys. Well, that's no big deal. Police say that the student told them it looked like Brittany had a stripper pole in the middle of the bedroom where she would allegedly molest her victims. Isn't Brittany described as a stripper name? I've heard people say that. I don't feel that way. I know a Brittany who's a fantastic individual. Brittany has posed for a couple different mug shots since her arrest, but TMZ has obtained a bunch of salacious photos that she posted on social media before her bust. Cops said she would communicate with the students on Snapchat, sending them nudes and other suggestive photos and sexual requests. She is still in jail. So she can't do it. She can't contact anybody. She's still in jail. I thought she bonded out. Mugshot. She's not happy. Whoops. What the fuck is going on here? Mugshot. Oh, that's rough. Here's some of the images, though. Wow, this is a nasty, nasty bitch. Now, look, there is a market for this. Like if she were just a normal woman looking for healthy adult men or women to have sex with, this wouldn't be gross to me. All right? She's fluffy to some degree, but I mean, whatever. I'm not going to shame her over this. But it's just it's the business of, it's the kids that makes it gross. She looks cute there. She looks cute there, but it's a little bit revealing, a little bit too much on top. She can wear that out to the club, I think. She's cute there. She's a face changer. You know, because those mug shots, I mean, that's her without makeup. That's a rough look. A party girl, okay. Fun. I think that's fun. Like, I'm looking at these to the context of she's not having sex with 11 and 12-year-old boys wearing scream masks. Okay. I could see this being like a good OnlyFans picture. For people who are into that. I am not, but there are a lot of people. Okay. Reasonably cute. She's aggressive. No doubt about it. Large boobies. Cute, I guess. Really cute here. She's super cute in this picture. Okay. All right. Not that cute to me. Just me. Just my opinion. Kind of fucked up. No, I don't like this one, but a lot of people would. That hair straightener, I have that exact same hair straightener. That's the hair straightener I use. That just looks abnormal. Those boobs are so big, it looks ridiculous. All right, not that cute. Looks like she's been drinking all day. Her boobs are cute. Her boobs are so big, they can't be contained. Those are humongous. These look like Amanda's boobies. Amanda's got big boobs. Cute, but it's gone through a filter here. She looks silly. Oh, my God. All right, not too much makeup. Whatever. Cute. But again, boobs are too big. But a lot of people like that. This place is a mess. You're right. You got to clean the joint up if you're going to take a picture. If you're going to take all this time to make your hair look that nice and put on that nice dress, you can't have all this shit in the room. All right. She clearly likes to have sex with a lot of people. There's no question. Oh, my God. Her boobs are just hanging out. Jesus, why even have a top on? All right. Megan says all these pictures all have dirty rooms or dirty mirrors. We need to get Eric Zane to make a channel. Redeem then. I don't know what that means. So all people that like kids use the same hair straightener. That's a great joke there. All right. That's an outstanding joke. Yeah, I didn't even think about that I'm using the same hair straightener as a woman accused of being a child molester. So now you can make the leap that all people that like kids use the same hair straightener. Now, I do not like kids, but you assholes have been perpetuating that nonsense for a long, long time. That is so dumb. Cole says, yeah, she is a face changer, but the big jugs can help you get past that. Mediocrity Dave is being totally honest. He says, I would not say no. David says, nice cans. Cole says she's way too young for you, Easy. This is true. Dave also adds, if these photos are sequential, you can tell when she started doing Oxy. Yoda World says, what's going on back there? Looks like an Amazon warehouse. Outstanding. All right. So this is going to be a long, hard road. I'm oftentimes this whole dynamic since the internet, since cell phones, of people destroying their lives, I think has led to a lot of them being busted. You know, more often than not, if you're communicating with a young person online, there's a fairly high chance that you're talking to a cop. But that doesn't stop these people. One of the most recent incidents that took place was the assistant coach from Michigan, who it appears he just got into coaching to be able to get access to sensitive information. I mean, this is so skeezy. It's not anyone who's under 18, at least as far as the indictment indicates. But that assistant coach from Michigan, who during the season with Harbaugh, his office got raided, and then he was fired, and everyone's like, oh, is he involved in the Connor Stallions thing? No, he wasn't at all. Had nothing to do with it. He was, through his avenues that he had through being a coach, was somehow able to handpick various female athletes throughout the country in different athletic programs at different schools and weasel his way in to their iCloud accounts and shit like that and personal images just to see if they had any stuff on their personal clouds of them naked, or maybe like personal videos that they shoot with a significant other or someone that they're with. And so he finally got busted for that. This guy is just fucked up. And so he's obviously a skilled person at coaching football because he was working with the Baltimore Ravens for years. Then he joins Michigan's team. Then his office gets raided. Then they spend the time reviewing what they gathered in the raid, only to hand down an indictment about a week and a half ago, finally making the arrest. So it took that long, which, by the way, since he got fired from Michigan, despite the office raid and despite the looming potential grand jury indictment, two NFL teams hired him to be a coaching consultant. So all this time, while this fucker was awaiting an indictment on all of this nonsense, which is going to put him away for a long, long time, there were two other NFL teams, I forget who they were, who actually said, you know what, there's a lot of upside to having this guy around. Let's bring him in and hey, what do you think about the offense? Oh, no. And one of them said, if you are arrested, like they knew this shit was going on. If you happen to get arrested, you're out. My God. What a fucking shit show that is. Sports, it never ceases to amaze me how much people who are involved in sporting positions, either a player or a coach, get away with. Can you imagine if I was still working in radio and I did the same exact thing and they raided my place? I said, all right, yeah, we just raided it. We got all your shit. It's going to take us a year or so to come up with if there's anything on you. Oh, yeah, no problem. I'm just going to go work for the radio station. I'd be fucking fired. Chris says if you're good at what you do, the NFL doesn't care. Oh, without a doubt. All right. Speaking of which, there is closer to home another teacher who is no longer a teacher. He was at Grand Rapids Catholic Central High School. And he has just been sentenced in a sexual assault case on a teenage boy. Now, whenever you hear a story like this, and you have already the information that is important, a teacher convicted, going to prison of being a pedophile. It doesn't matter what the picture of the offender looks like. No matter what they look like, your brain goes, that looks like a pedophile. It's remarkable. I have never, ever seen a picture of a pedophile. Like if in the next, whatever, how many times we cover stories about pedophiles. You will never look at a picture and say, you know, he doesn't really look like a pedophile. He looks like a pedophile. Some people, like Stu McAllister, like there is not a headline that says Dippin' Dots delivery man convicted of sexually assaulting a child. There is not that headline. But if I saw Stu, I'm like, well, that's a pedophile. Hell, you all thinking about me, you sick bastards. Stevie says the pedo talk is frequent around here, almost daily, I'd say. Yeah, and that's not my fault. It's these dumb bastards who keep saying horrible things about me, and these animals in the news, like that chick with the scream mask, and now this guy. Now tell me, when you see this face, absolutely, right? I mean, that's the guy. Holy shit. That is the face of a pedophile. Wow. Can you imagine looking like that? White, fat, ugly, gumpy guy going away to the joint for years. This guy is going to, and he's a child molester. He's going to get the shit kicked out of him. I mean, honestly, if I was into kids and I'm not, I would do everything I could to not molest children. Okay? If I was a pedophile, I would only look at, like, I would watch Barney or some shit or download child porno. I would not touch a child. Audience members are like, there he is talking about more pedophile shit. Dave says, pedo jokes about EZ are only funny because we know he's not a pedo. Aram says, to be fair, Eric was the first person to bring creepy pop into the podcast. I did not, asshole. Hold on. Before I talk about this guy, I got to address that. I didn't do that. I simply told you what these kids call me. Hey, Mr. Pop. I didn't do that. I thought it was cute, and I told the story of what I didn't say, hey, you got to call me Mr. Pop. Come and swim in my pool. I didn't do any of that shit, you fucking idiot. Tyler says, why are pedophiles always teachers, coaches, or some school employee, or Boy Scout leader, or religious leader? or someone, and that's a great question because people have asked that many times. That is it the chicken or the egg? Did they go into those lines of work and then became interested in children? Camp counselor, that's another one. I can raise my hand on that one. Or did they go into that line of work to be close to children? That is a great question. I believe the latter, that they actually say, this is a perfect place for me to do the devil's work. Cole says, or a radio host. Piano Finger Banger says it sounds like something a pedo would say. All right, so this is the latest dirtbag. This guy right here, you can see him. By the way, if you're listening to the audio podcast, I know you want to see what this fucking gumpy loser looks like. You must click on the link in the show notes to this story, and then you will see yourself exactly what this guy's all about. But you're right. Before I get to this guy, and there's not a lot about this guy, I'll just get to it now. His name is Nicholas Young. He's only 27. Facing multiple counts of third-degree criminal sexual conduct. I don't know what that means. Involving a student. He entered a plea to a reduced charge. I always hate that, of attempted criminal sexual conduct. I would love to pick the brain of a prosecutor. There might be a reason why that makes sense. But why do you do that? That would be Chris Becker. Why do you accept pleas like that? Why do you offer pleas like that? Why don't you prosecute to the fullest extent of the law? I mean, I understand time and cost, but of all the things that we've learned is that these animals, they don't learn. So in what is going to be a relatively short amount of time, this son of a bitch is going to be out ready to molest more children. Why don't we increase the amount of time in prison? And with a little luck, he will die in prison, be murdered, and then we don't have to worry about it anymore. Who gives a shit? It's a pedophile. Grand Rapids police were contacted about the sexual misconduct allegations last year. Young was fired from Grand Rapids Catholic Central High School in 2022. Like, yeah, hey, this is a upstanding Catholic high school. We don't like teachers molesting kids, okay? In 2022, after being charged, actually, he was fired for providing alcohol to minors. I don't know if that happened at the same time that the sexual assault took place. Here's the sentence: 333 days in jail and 5 years of probation. He also was subject to electronic monitoring. Slap on the wrist, in my opinion. Rape a child, die. Sorry, that's the way it goes. If we're going to be tough on people dealing drugs in this country that are here illegally, we should be harder on these types of animals, not offer plea agreements. That's embarrassing. Chris says, easy conviction without a trial. It looks good for them. Yoda Whirl adds, guaranteed verdict versus possibility they could get off somehow would be my guess. Rebecca says there should never be an option to plea down for pedos. Throw the book at their faces. I'll never forget where I was when I turned on the news and I saw that on the local TV station, Wood TV 8, a family friend's face, an educator with allegations. Uh-oh. What the fuck? Immediately called Pooh Bear. She says, whatever you do, don't speak of this to anyone. I'm like, come on! She says, no, don't. This ended up going the route of it was a whistleblower. It was during Me Too. The story I recall is the person that was abused, the child, had a daughter in a class and the same teacher. And then the abused realized, oh no, this guy is still out in the wild. And that was a nightmare scenario. And it turned out that there were no charges. But that was the end of the teaching career. Chris says, remember John Ballio? Oh, that's one of my favorites. John Ballio was on the radio here in Grand Rapids on the Christian radio station. And I don't remember exactly about it, but there was there's a lot of articles that exist on John Ballio, Balyo. He got 40 years in federal prison. This was a wolf in sheep's clothing, double life, the worst of the worst. My God. And I'll never forget it. All I can recall from the story is, and that's pretty much he was abusing a kid, and he would go on the radio every day and read Bible verses on the local Christian station. And I'll never forget when he was arrested, they made a big deal out of it, and the Facebook page, they made a statement on the radio station Facebook page, and it basically said, we are aware of this, that, and the other thing, this, that, and the other thing. And then someone wrote thoughts and prayers, but they actually meant it. Like, we're thinking about you. And they said, we're praying for you, which I guess is all right. And that kind of, tracks. But then everybody else started, I'll never forget it. Everybody wrote thoughts and prayers all the way down, but they were like legit saying that. And nowhere did anybody say, how could this possibly be? How is this, there was no one that was actually incredulous and flabbergasted with what had happened with John Ballio. And he had wandered off to a Christian music concert up north across the hard living line. And the authorities had decided that they were going to take him down, and they decided to do it when he was on the stage doing the stage announcements. So he gets on stage, and there's video of this somewhere, of him saying, let us pray. Dear Jesus, pray that, the usual shit that you hear in a prayer. I don't want to try to do that. And then all of a sudden, either side of the stage, like all these agencies are surrounding, and he's like, what the fuck? And they cuff him. They put his hands behind his back, and everyone's like, oh no, what's going on? Oh my God. And he starts crying. It was fantastic. And they realized that they had made a big impact. That's what you do, I mean, if you really want to put child molesters on blast, and let's be honest here, at a Christian music concert, most statistics show that if you have 5,000 people at a Christian music concert, roughly 70 to 85% of the people in the audience have molested children. It's a statistical fact. So that's why they did that. Haul his ass away, and that's the end of him. 40-year jail sentence. So they did not accept a plea. Maybe they did accept a plea. I don't know. I mean, the rest of the details are pretty heinous. I'll include a link to it in the show notes. Chris says, dude had mannequins in handcuffs and shit in his storage unit. He was a serial killer waiting to happen. Oh, you're right. I forgot about the storage unit. All sorts of weird shit in there. My God. You know, if he became a serial killer, I mean, it's bad enough that he was a child molester and a Christian radio host, a morning radio host. Chris says he was paying for trafficked kids. So terrible. It would have been even more incredible if he was a serial killer and a morning radio host. We were glad, you know, because we were fighting it out for rating supremacy with Ballio. We were doing our thing and trying to kick some ass. And we had overtaken B93, but we still had to take out the Jesus radio station. We knew that our show was better to listen to than Jesus. All right? I mean, I love Jesus, but if you put Jesus on the radio and you put him up against me, there is no fucking way that he's going to beat me. Okay? My show would be a hell of a lot more prepared. It would be funnier. It would be more interesting. I'm not losing to anybody in morning radio. Okay? Now, this is after I lost badly in morning radio on WBBL, but I would like to think that if you put me up against anybody, I could take him out. And that was evidenced when we thoroughly handed Jesus' ass in morning radio. He might be great at saving souls and loving people and curing sick people and bringing eyesight to the blind and walking on water and one fish into 8,000 and all that other shit, water into wine. I said that. But morning radio, you're not going to win that fight. So we were happy when Ballio was out because he was a tough cookie. You know, people were believing him. And he had outstanding ratings. So all the stars aligned for us when we started doing morning radio in Grand Rapids. Howard left radio. We didn't have to compete with Howard Stern. We got more affiliates because of it. Opie and Anthony left. We got more affiliates because of it. Jesus left Morning Drive in Grand Rapids. We won. Jesus was like, you guys are right. I'm going to let you be the kings of radio in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It was a good time, to be sure. Great days. Those were great days. I look back fondly on those days. All right. All right, where am I? I don't even know. Thank you to Tag Accounting. Tax day is coming up on April 15th. 616-301-9516 for anything tax related. You can have your taxes done from anywhere in the U.S. just by calling that number, 616-301-9516. An actual person will pick it up. Say, Easy sent me. I live in Florida. I want Troy to do my taxes. Okay. You'll upload your documentation, your tax forms, whatever, your stuff you get back from the government, showing how much money you earned, how much taxes you paid. What's that called? A W-2? You'll upload the W-2 on the online portal. You'll get a date and time that your taxes are going to be done, and that's it. You'll probably have to upload last year's return, too, or send it to him via email, just so he can get a baseline on you. And then your taxes get done. You'll pay about what you normally pay, or maybe a little less, and you'll have no stress. Next thing you know, your money's back in your account or sent to you in your account on your tax return. Hopefully you get a return, a tax refund, I should say, and you are good to go. 616-301-9516. Be thinking of an asshole of the day from today. I don't know what the hell we just talked about. The Duke of the Dabbleverse was your asshole of the day yesterday. The Grand Rapids Gold have won. Count them, one more game. Count it, one more game. Saturday at Van Andel Arena. Get your tickets at NBAGrandRapids.com, and then it is another year in the books for the Grand Rapids Gold. They will not make the playoffs. But it's a good time out there, and we're giving everything away. I mean, not like the rims and the basketballs, but all of the promotional material that we give away every year, we're going to be giving it all away at this game. So I'm guessing everybody goes home with a prize. Go to NBAGrandRapids.com for tickets. Mediocrity Dave says Nicholas Young, asshole of the day. Who is that? Is that the pedophile? Yeah, it is. How do you remember it, but I can't? All right. Fair enough. The asshole of the day is brought to you by TC Paintball. Visit them at tcpaintballgr.com. There you go. Nick Young's your asshole of the day. And that is my time. The Patreon bonus podcast will be happening a little later on. You might want to check that out if you want more podcasting from your old pal EZ. Thank you, as always, for being here on this fine Friday edition of the show. Once again, you've all made it very special. Talk to you later, and bye-bye.